It may be difficult to think about next year's planting, especially since you just parked the combine, but it's never too soon to start penciling things out. National reporter Tyne Morgan has more in today's analysis. Tyne?
Molly, let's look at new crop. When we're talking about corn, I mean, this year, despite these weather challenges, we are still able to produce a 14 billion bushel crop. So what if we do have favorable weather going into 2014? What could that do to prices?
I think it really could increase our stocks. Having a 1.8 to a 2.2 billion bushel carry out at the end of this year, we found that the crop was really resilient to the weather conditions that we had and, ended up with a very large crop. An average crop to a bigger crop next year with, the usage that we kind of have penciled in, I don't think it would look favorable for prices. That said, there's always outside market factors that can come in, and weather in itself can always play a big factor in what that crop becomes at the end of the day.
Well, I know you work with a lot of producers. When we're looking at soybeans, I've talked to some farmers who say, you know what, soybeans are more favorable. I'm going to switch my acres. Some say not. But what are you hearing? What do you think for soybean acreage next year?
Personally, the farmers that I'm talking to, I'm not seeing a big switch. Now, granted, that's not the majority of farmers throughout the U.S., but South America is looking to have a big crop. And if they do, and the world stocks look bigger at the end of the day, maybe those prices don't look as favorable come planting time in the spring. So, I think you could see decisions clear up until that point when it comes to what you're going to plant as far as corn and beans per acre.
So what are some other big factors that we need to be watching going into 2014?
Well, price is obviously a big one. Producers are looking at corn prices next year at or below break-even levels. And so that said, and on both crops for that matter, there's no crop insurance coverage today. You got to wait until February for that to kind of kick in. And so I don't think it has to hinder a farmer from looking at market opportunities or, at least getting a game plan about going forward, what they're going to do with both crops. If you've committed to raising that crop, either because you have your inputs locked in or your cash rents locked in, you have price risk. And the reality is I think farmers need to evaluate that, get a plan. No plan is a plan, but, I don't think today it does not look favorable for them. So I think that's, even though that's the outlook we have, you're going to plant a crop, you're going to grow a crop, you got to market that crop at the end of the day. You got to look, you got to have a plan of attack of what you're going to do.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Molly, for joining us. I appreciate it. Please stay with us. We'll be back with more Ag Day in just a moment.